Hey soap fans, welcome back to the channel. Let us get right into the days of our lives spoilers for the week of August 24 to August 28, and let me tell you, it is going to be a bittersweet week. We are looking at a week of incredible highs and devastating lows that will change the landscape of Salem forever. The spoilers reveal that Chanel and Johnny will finally welcome their new baby into the world. This should be a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. But here is the kicker. This beautiful moment of new life is completely overshadowed by a devastating loss. While the younger generation is celebrating a birth, the older generation is mourning a death. Lexie Carver is going to pass away, and the fallout is going to completely shatter the Carver, Price, and DiMera family. Let us start with the good news before we dive into the heartbreak. Chanel giving birth is nothing short of a miracle. We all know she has been fighting a terrifying battle with breast cancer while pregnant. She had to make impossible choices regarding chemotherapy and radiation, constantly terrified that the treatments would harm her unborn child. Johnny has been an absolute wreck, feeling completely helpless as he watched his wife suffer. The fact that this baby arrived safely is a massive relief. I am so thrilled for them, but let us be real for a second. The danger is not over. Chanel still has a massive fight ahead of her to beat this cancer. I predict that the joy of this birth is going to be short-lived once the reality of her grueling postpartum cancer treatment sets in. But the arrival of this baby is completely juxtaposed with the tragic reality happening down the hall at University Hospital. Abe and Theo are going to be absolutely crushed as they lose Lexie all over again. I have to be completely honest with you guys. I absolutely despise this move by the writers. Bringing Lexie back from the dead using EJ and Dr. Rolf's experimental Versavix serum only to have the cure fail and kill her again is nothing short of emotional torture. Do you remember when Lexie originally died in 2012 from a brain tumor? It was one of the most heartbreaking storylines in the history of the show. Abe was completely destroyed. Now, 14 years later, the writers are making him live through that exact same nightmare. It is incredibly cruel to the characters and to the fans who love them. The psychological toll this is going to take on Abe is unimaginable. He is going to be furious, and his rage is going to be directed squarely at EJ DiMera. Even though Lexie supposedly tries to smooth things over with her brother before she takes her final breath, Abe is not going to let this go. And you know what? Abe is 100% justified in his hatred. EJ played God. He used his sister as a guinea pig for his twisted resurrection science just to feed his own massive ego and secure the DiMera legacy. EJ has fully transformed into his father, Stefano DiMera. He wears the ring, he sits in the mansion, and he destroys lives without a second thought. I think Abe is going to make it his absolute life mission to take EJ down, and I am entirely here for it. Then we have Theo. Poor, sweet Theo. He has relied on stability his entire life, and this whiplash of getting his mother back only to watch her die a slow, agonizing death is going to break him. The spoilers tease that Theo might actually quit his job at DiMera Enterprises to get as far away from EJ and Johnny as possible. A lot of fans think Theo should stay and fight for his piece of the company, but I actually think walking away is the smartest move he could possibly make. How could Theo possibly sit in a boardroom and co-manage a company with Johnny DiMera right now? Yes, Johnny is grieving too, but Johnny is still EJ's son. The DiMera toxicity is a poison, and Theo needs to cut his ties before it destroys his soul completely. Caught in the absolute middle of this emotional hurricane is Paulina. She is walking an impossible tightrope. On one hand, she is overjoyed that her daughter Chanel has safely delivered her grandchild. On the other hand, she is completely heartbroken for Abe and Theo. Paulina literally stepped aside and sacrificed her own marriage so Abe could spend Lexie's final days with her. That takes an incredible amount of grace. Now, Paulina is going to have to be the rock for a husband who is grieving the love of his life. I predict this is going to either forge Abe and Paulina into an unbreakable super couple, or the ghost of Lexie is going to permanently drive a wedge between them. Now, let us pivot to the other side of town, because the Kiriakis family is dealing with their own massive tragedy. The spoilers reveal that Stephanie, Alex, and Joy are about to face a very rocky road because Joy receives a tragic medical prognosis. Can you believe it? Just when Joy thought she had the ultimate leverage to steal Alex away from Stephanie, her entire world crashes down. What could this tragic prognosis be? If we look back at the recent history, Joy recently suffered sudden severe hand pain at the pub following her car crash. A lot of fans thought she was faking it for attention, but I actually think it is something much more sinister. Could it be a degenerative nerve disease? Or maybe it is cancer? Do not forget, Joy's mother Nancy battled leukemia years ago. Whatever this diagnosis is, it is going to completely upend the custody dynamic and the love triangle. Alex is going to be deeply upset, and he is going to expect his wife Stephanie to be a supportive, sympathetic nursemaid. But the spoilers tease that if Stephanie is not sympathetic, Alex is going to be furious. Let me just say this right now, I am entirely on Stephanie's side here. Why on earth should Stephanie bend over backwards for Joy? Joy secretly had Alex's baby, hid it from him, moved to town, manipulated him, and actively tried to destroy Stephanie's marriage. And let us not forget the massive trauma Stephanie is currently dealing with. Stephanie was kidnapped by Owen Kent. She has severe PTSD. She was so traumatized that she woke up groggy and literally fired a loaded gun at Joy inside their apartment. Stephanie is barely holding her own sanity together, and now Alex expects her to play the supportive stepmother and caretaker to his scheming baby mama? That is crazy. Alex has a massive savior complex, and it all traces back to his deep psychological wound. His biological mother, Angelica Devereaux, abandoned him. Justin raised him. Because Alex felt abandoned, he overcompensated. He is desperately trying to build this perfect, unbroken family unit with Joy and baby Kelsey to heal his own inner child. But in doing so, he is completely abandoning his actual wife. Alex is suffocating Stephanie, and if he pushes her to take care of Joy, it is going to be the final nail in the coffin of their marriage. But here is the most fascinating twist of the week. The spoilers reveal that Joy's tragic prognosis might actually force her to rethink her stance on Stephanie. Joy is going to realize that she and baby Kelsey are going to need way more support than just Alex can provide. Alex might have the Kiriakis money, but he does not have the emotional maturity to handle a severe medical crisis and a newborn baby all by himself. Joy's going to look at Stephanie, the woman she has been trying to push out, and realize that she desperately needs her help. This is a massive character shift for Joy. She is going to have to swallow her pride, drop the manipulative gold digger act, and beg her rival for mercy. Will Stephanie be able to look past the manipulation and the near-fatal shooting incident to help the mother of her husband's child? Or will Stephanie finally pack her bags and leave Alex to deal with his messy life on his own? I think Stephanie's going to struggle, but ultimately, the legacy of her mother, Kayla's compassion, will shine through. This week is going to test the absolute limits of every major character in Salem. From the delivery room to the deathbed, and from bitter rivalries to desperate alliances, the drama is peaking. I cannot wait to see how Abe unleashes his fury on EJ, and I am so curious to see exactly what is wrong with Joy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should Theo quit DiMera? And is Stephanie justified in refusing to help Joy?